Once again, I'm reporting live for Fusion Studios. I keep falling down. But we are much, much closer to the falls here, as you can see, and it's absolutely, just amazing. It's remarkable. We just did the journey behind the falls, or walk behind the falls. That in itself is an experience on its own. Even though it's not what I was expecting, to be perfectly honest, I thought it was going to be more of like a walkway slash tunnel slash something right behind the falls. It kind of is something like that, but not really that much of an experience. However, it is pretty cool. However, if you look here, I think this is literally as close as you can get without literally going down there for a swim. And obviously, there are a lot of people here, a lot of people enjoying themselves. Again, it's a beautiful day here in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Excuse me, my mask keeps falling. And everybody is once again social distancing. Everybody is once again wearing their masks. So again, I don't know why there's an issue with opening other places around Ontario. But anyway, in order to be able to describe this experience to you, it's something that you have to experience for yourself. It's not something that I can tell you or I can show you. It's something you have to literally come here and experience for yourself. So here's Niagara Falls in Niagara Falls, Ontario, and I guess and there is the Maid of the Mist. That's the American, that's the American Maid of the Mist, I've just been told. The Canadian one, I believe, is right behind it, if I'm not mistaken. And the American one is coming right up here. I think it's going to come up right up to the falls and then do like a turnaround. So this is absolutely, there we go. Oh, there it is. There's the Maid of the Mist coming down, coming by. I think it's it's just gonna do like its turnaround. What do you think? What do you think, Bosco? This whole experience so far?
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, down here you don't get wet that much, but it's like a misty. You know what I mean? Like you get really close to the falls, as you guys can see now. So obviously tomorrow, when we are gonna be live on Maid of the Mist, we're gonna be doing a little bit of a live stream tomorrow, also on Maid of the Mist. That's gonna be a different experience because you will basically get almost basically go inside. So obviously the Americans don't get to experience this exact same experience, but they do have something similar. I believe they have something similar, but it's not, you don't get to go behind the falls, so this is good. But yeah, obviously we're not able to do a behind the actual tunnels. Obviously there is no signal for us to be doing that, so we are going to be having a video posted on YouTube in terms of the tunnel, so obviously you guys will get to experience that.
Yep, and there goes the Maid of the Mist. You want to just come back here for a second here, boss? There's the Maid of the Mist heading towards the falls, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing tomorrow as well. I have to admit, I'm a tiny bit scared, but maybe not too much. I guess it's a little bit intimidating, but I think it should be a very interesting experience. It should be an overall very awe-inspiring and jaw-dropping experience. And I should be wearing this, I know, but it's kind of just pushing up as I talk.
Obviously, I'd like to give a big shout out for Tyler Coach. He's actually on the stream for us.
Oh, hi Tyler, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying it.
Actually one of our representatives here at Fusion Studio, also one of our camera operators. So we're excited to see you here, but obviously you're not able to spend the time here, obviously. But yeah, it experience it itself, so it is what it is.
It definitely is, and there goes the Maid of the Mist. It's coming in inside, as I said. Folks, if you can see it for yourself, you're seeing it live here on Fusion Studio YouTube. And there comes the Mist of Water. It's a nice little refresher coming into the view of somebody's camera. Getting hit with a mist is kind of like a nice little refresher, on a hot summer's day when you're trying to just, if you want to really experience it for yourself, the mist is the way about it. We'll actually wet, and lo and behold, that's gonna be something else in itself. So Bosco, are you excited for tomorrow?
I am. I'm actually looking forward for the boat ride, but obviously tonight it's a little more adventurous night. We're gonna do a few more haunted houses, but we may live stream depending on how we feel about it. Obviously, one of the haunted houses we are gonna be visiting is actually Nightmares,
I'm looking forward to that.
the scariest haunted house in Niagara Falls.
Well, see, the first one we saw wasn't really that scary. It was okay. I did get startled a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. It really wasn't that scary. It was dark, obviously, and I had a lot of trouble walking around. But other than that, it really wasn't that bad.
I mean, I've done actually Nightmares a few times, but you know, like I went with a group of people, so it's a little different just going with people. But
Just make sure you use the washroom before we go in. I mean,
Yes.
we're going to make sure so that we don't end up peeing or pooping ourselves. But apparently it is supposed to be the scariest haunted house in Niagara Falls, Ontario. So we're looking forward to experiencing that a little bit later on tonight. Because, you know, at night is when you should really be experiencing haunted houses. And that's the way it should go.
yeah, see, the thing is though, Nightmares is completely different because obviously there's live actors, it's different experience, but obviously at this time, but see, because it's pitch black, I've done it so many times, like they take photos in there, and obviously I've actually almost pissed my pants once. Because that's how scary it is. It is pretty scary down there. Obviously, see, compared to Frankenstein, what we did earlier, but you may think that's scary, but like the scariest one, it's pitch black.
Well,
Completely
I don't
pitch
think it can get any more pitch black than Frankenstein. That was pretty pitch black.
I mean, you think that was bad? I don't think Nightmares is gonna. It's worse. Trust me. Nightmare is worse.
All right, well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. But I think we've kind of veered off the topic here. But
Yeah.
I mean, we can really talk about the whole experience while we're getting wet, while we're getting misted on, if you will, if that's even a term, you know, getting misted on. Excuse me, sorry. But this itself, this whole thing, like I've already said like so many times, because literally can't say it enough, you have to come here and experience it for yourself. Literally have to come here and experience it. Even if it's just a once in a lifetime thing, you literally have to come and experience it for yourself. And that's the only way to experience Niagara Falls and the beauty of Niagara Falls. Can't say it enough. Literally can't say it enough.
Obviously, tonight we actually have the fireworks because it happens every Friday to Saturday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's fireworks tonight. So hopefully we can have enough juice to live stream that. If not, we can always head back to the hotel and always grab another set of batteries. But
Yeah, I mean,
and
definitely.
obviously, one thing that we do need to really kind of talk about is what are the measures of COVID-19? So obviously we saw a few things. Have you done the journey behind the falls before?
No, I've actually never done this before, but I've heard, you know, it was pretty interesting.
Okay, well, I've actually done Journey Behind the Falls quite a few times. As an employee of Wonderland, we actually get free admission here for Journey Behind the Falls. One of the things that I've actually noticed that they have implemented is the barriers inside. So obviously, like, it's kind of like a one-way road, so you can't really go back. That's one thing I've also noticed. When you have to go in, hand sanitizers, masks are required. And obviously, this is something that Canada's Wonderland should be able to incorporate if they're able to open something like this. So what are your thoughts on that one?
I definitely think that this can easily be incorporated because, as I've said even before, like, I mean, people are people are being very responsible about social distancing. People are minding their own business. They're here to enjoy. Families are here, moms and dads and kids, and everybody's here. They're all just everybody's enjoying themselves and having a great time, and there's a lot of people here. But everybody seems to be very responsible, and everybody seems to know where their place is. They're keeping their distance from everyone. I think this is very easy to implement for Wonderland as well, a place like Wonderland. But unfortunately, the government of Ontario is not giving them the okay yet to open, and hopefully they will get the okay soon. We don't know when, of course. We don't have a date. We don't have a fixed time or a date, but hopefully it will be soon.
So let's talk about the coaster that we went on today. So we went on our first coaster.
First coaster of 2020.
2020, which is
It was
let's missed here.
missed it on.
We actually earlier today we went on the first coaster of 2020. So that was, I believe, above the Frankenstein. It was $30.
Yes, it was right above the Frankenstein haunted house, but that package itself came in 3, so it was basically the House of Mirrors, or the House of Mirrors, which we can do again until 6 p.m. The roller coaster and the haunted house. So that all three of those were in that package. Now the roller coaster itself was okay. It was nothing like what we have at Wonderland. Even like the smaller rides at Wonderland, it doesn't compare to that in any sense of the word. Again, it was our first coaster of 2020. We got to experience it, and we went around twice because it's just such a short ride. I would say under 30 seconds, or maybe about 30 or 40 seconds, roughly thereabouts. So it went around twice. It was a little bit rough, a little bit rough and tumble, but it's a rooftop coaster, if you will. So it's not the or Yukon coaster. And I'm glad that we got to experience it on our own.
Well, for those people who are familiar with Canada's Wonderland, it's kind of like a bigger version of Taxi Jam, if you would say.
Yeah.
A bigger version of Taxi Jam?
Bigger version of Taxi Jam.
So it was a little different because obviously it is in Niagara Falls, but it's more like a kiddie coaster, if anything, But I think we can talk about how the turning and everything. It's a little rough on the turning.
The turnings were definitely very rough. I actually got a little bit hurt on my thighs. Not really hurt, but I got a little bruise on my thighs, but otherwise it was okay.
Yeah, but as of right now, obviously we don't want to be talking about coasters that much. We are down here in Niagara Falls, Journey Behind the Falls. Let's give you guys a live view on Journey Behind the Falls.
Yep. Whoa. Oh, and there's the the Canadian Maid of the Mist coming in. I believe that's the Canadian one because they do have like red ponchos. It's slowly making its way towards the falls, and then I think it'll just turn around and go back to the whatever that's called, where the ship docks, I guess. But yeah, we're going to be experiencing this tomorrow, and we're getting misted on again. So let's move back a little bit. It's literally like we're just afraid of water, just don't want to experience it. But yeah, it does feel very refreshing, though. I'll give you that. Definitely give you that much. But this is basically the whole experience. Maybe just go around and.
Now, obviously, you guys are not able to see parts of Journey Behind the Falls. There's an inside tour of it. I think it was the tunnels, right? The tunnels?
Yeah.
What do you think of the tunnels itself?
The tunnels were actually quite interesting. They were quite. It was quite an experience, and like I was saying earlier, I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a open area, but it wasn't. But that's okay. I guess can't really make it too open. The tunnels were kind of eerie, but also very exciting at the same time. And you're literally standing there. The feeling and the sensation is you're literally standing right next to the falls. And I don't think it gets any better than that. It literally doesn't. What did you think of it, Bosco?
I mean, like I said, I've done it so many times to the point where there's nothing new about it. But obviously, right now, it's a little different because. If you walk into tunnels, like it's the exact same. Like I've done it so many times. Obviously, it's the first time station for you, but it's a little different. But I think some of our viewers are looking at this, so some of us are saying, let's take a look.
Wow, lots of people tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Thank you.
But yeah, obviously, it's different because they are limiting the amount of people. One thing that I did notice is the elevators. Usually what they would do is they would fill up the elevators. But right now, I think we only have 5 in the elevator, 5 in total.
Yeah.
They were limiting the amount of people that's allowed in the elevators.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Obviously for social distancing and for keeping crowd control at the same time, because we don't want to have too many people around, too many people just crowding up the place. So it works out great for everyone. I mean, if again, if Niagara Falls can do social distancing, so can Canada's Wonderland. Hopefully soon. Hopefully very soon. Fingers crossed. This is absolutely incredible. Just look at that. Oh, we're getting misted on. Literally getting misted on. Do we have anything else to add, or? Yeah, I think we're good.
We're getting misted on.
We're getting misted on, so yeah.
Wet.
We're gonna sign off for now, and then of course we'll catch you later. And do tune into our.
Top, actually.
Okay.
Keep a live view on the top. You can see my entire receivers.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So this is you do a top deck view, or if you want to get a little bit wet, you go to the bottom. But if you want to stay up here and you want to stay a little bit dry, then you stay up here. That's and my hat is also wet, and everything is wet. And yes. So this is actually the top deck, and the view from up here is actually quite marvelous. Although the view from down there is equally marvelous. I mean, this is so picturesque. It's literally a photographer's dream. This would be like a professional photographer's dream come true. It's so picturesque, and when you have this in the background, it's absolutely amazing. It's incredible. So thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, and we'll catch you later on our next stream, whenever that will be, because our equipment is getting a little bit wet, so we need to take a little break, and we'll catch you later. Thanks so much for tuning in at Fusion Studios.